It hasn't even opened yet. The opening of Stoughton's second Mexican restaurant is planned with me today to talk about it. Welcome to Stoughton today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell me a little bit, what kind of a restaurant is El Rio Grande?
Well, El Rio Grande is a restaurant that we not only want to give you a food experience, we want to give you like a different environment, like you know, just to get out of your daily routine, go in there and have a happy, and you know, we set up our paintings and stuff, so it could just look different.
And what kind of food will you be serving?
Well, 5 Mexican dishes. We'll have our hot dishes, and we also have our mild dishes daily, really, you know, a lot. And we have an unlimited amount of chips and salsa, which is good, you know, once you walk in.
It's a good bad thing. I always eat so much of the chips and salsa that by the time my lovely dinner comes, you know,
yeah,
I think, oh.
Yeah. So that's basically our menu. You know, we're going to have beer and wine, so we're going to have a nice wine selection.
Okay.
And we guarantee that you'll walk out feeling like you had an experience, not only a meal. You know?
Okay. Now, are you from Stoughton, or?
No, I was born and raised in Chicago.
Ah.
And I picked the Stoughton area because I felt like it needed a little more variety, and I liked the people. People looked friendly, and it was a beautiful town. I fell in love with it as soon as I walked in. I drove in, as a matter of fact. But yes, we decided the Stoughton area because we thought it was a real nice town.
And it certainly is ready for some variety. There's no question about that.
I hope so. We're trying to bring a little spice to Stoughton.
Now, do you expect the food to be really spicy, or will people have a choice on that?
No, we have our whole menu is not spicy at all. We have about maybe 4 dishes that are spicy, and it will indicate with little red hot chili pepper if it's hot or not. You know, so people have to any plate. We could bring out hot salsa if they ask for it. So we have 3 different kinds of salsa. We have green salsa, we have red salsa, and we have our chip salsa. Ah. So the chip salsa comes mandatory with the chips, and the red and green.
Are they hotter than the chip
salsa? Those
salsa?
are hot, yes, those are very hot. Those are for the people that want some really fire in their food.
And the general kinds of, you'll have burritos and tacos and...
Tacos with hard shell, soft shell. We have chimichangas that are smothered in melted cheese. That it's really good. I guarantee you'll like it. I mean, it's just a deep fried golden brown chimichanga. And we layered it over melted cheese with a little spice on the cheese. It's just wonderful. It's just really great. That comes with beans and rice, and the rice is phenomenal. I mean, I could guarantee you'll never have any rice as good as this rice. It's just really good.
And now, is this your first restaurant?
Well, this is my first restaurant that I'm actually opening with, but my uncle's my partner. So he has 9 other restaurants. So he's been opening up in the Alabama area by Huntsville. So
okay.
He's been getting really good feedback on his restaurants.
Well, in Huntsville, Alabama should be comparable in that it's certainly not to Stoughton in that it's not a Mexican hotbed. So he's kind of used to putting Mexican restaurants then into midstream America kind of places.
Exactly. That's the whole idea, you know, try to bring Mexican food into the area, like Stoughton area. And it usually works out pretty good, but I hope it works out here in Stoughton. I hope people really enjoy our food. And I guarantee that the service will be very good. As soon as you walk in, you'll be greeted by a hostess, sat down, you'll be served chips immediately as you sit down, and your drinks have to get there within 3 minutes. You know, so you'll be munching within 5 minutes that you sit down. So you have menu, you have your chips, you have your soda, and you know you could just actually relax and order your food.
Well, and it sounds like with a menu as big as you're talking about, you're going to need some time to pick out what you're eating.
Yes, that's why we want the chips and salsa there. We try to give you a good time frame to order your food.
What do you think will differentiate your Mexican restaurant from the Mexican restaurants in, let's say, Madison? Besides the fact that it's here and we don't have to drive to get to it.
Well, that we're better. It tastes better. No. Well, the service. I mean, I've been scouting the restaurants around the Madison area, and they don't know who I am, so you know they just give me the regular service everybody gets. And what I want to have different from my restaurant, I want to have superb service, because my motto is service, service, service. You know, that is 100%. And the food, of course. Food's great, service is great, people will come back. And my wait staff always has to greet you with a smile, you know. Some people, sometimes I go to restaurants and they just look like they just took their birthday away or something. I don't know. But they just, you know, that's what our goal is.
Now, we couldn't send a film crew out because you're not done yet, but it's obvious you're doing a lot of work in there. What else going on?
Well, we're trying to give it the whole different makeover. You know, the walls, we're sponge painting them, getting brand new carpeting in there, ceramic tile. We want to get we got our canvas paintings that are coming in. So our fountains. We want to get a little water sound in there. We want to, you know, we just want it to look really good. We want to give a really good first impression to the Stoughton area.
So it sounds like it's going to be quite different than it was when it was...
Yes, it was the previous restaurant, you know, it was just, it was a little run down, it was closed, so, but like I said, we took everything out of that place that was used to, from the previous restaurant, and we're putting our brand new stuff in there. We want to give it our own new look and a new identity, and so far I think we've accomplished it little by little from the outside. You know, it's starting to look a little different. You know, we've been working hard, and I hope the people of Stoughton will accept us with open arms because they really like Stoughton. It's a beautiful town.
And what were you doing before you started doing this?
Well, I was waiting tables with my uncle. I started off waiting tables 3 years ago, and I worked in the kitchen for a while, and I got up to the manager position. But before that, I was a butcher for 10 years. I was a butcher for 10 years in Chicago with my dad. My dad's been a butcher for 33 years. We actually really liked working together. But he retired, and I really wanted to get into the business because I seen how successful my uncle was. And I actually went to go see, and his business was doing really good. And then when I started working there, I really found out that I really like working with people. And I like seeing people happy. You know, when someone gets up and leaves, oh, that was great, you know. It makes me happy, you know. So what good will have.
So you have some non-Mexican?
Well, yes, we're going to have some
choices.
hamburgers and cheeseburgers, chicken nuggets for the kids, you know, because, you know, some kids I don't like Mexican food or what. We're going to have T-bone steaks, put steaks on the menu, like just a different steak section, but we probably will. And we might be serving breakfast as well. Have a good breakfast in there with some real good coffee.
Good coffee?
Yes, because good coffee, that's one of the main things that's going to be my focus, good coffee.
Norwegians love good coffee.
Yeah, I think everybody likes good coffee. Like Starbucks, they're making a killing. Yeah.
What's the craziest thing that you ever saw happen when you were working in the restaurants?
Well, my waiters, the guys that I've worked with, they take out plates like this, you know, and they bring them all the way to their neck, you know, and sometimes you come out, and I guess that's the craziest thing. He was in the middle of walking, and it just fell. Bam,
Like
you know?
dominoes.
Yeah, like dominoes. I mean, I've never seen anybody get as red as he got that day. But accidents happen, you know. That's the craziest thing probably that I've ever seen.
And you will have wine and beer when you open?
Yes,
and
beer
then
and wine.
Go for a liquor license later?
If they're obtainable, we certainly need one because we really want to serve margaritas. You know, it's Mexican margaritas. You know?
It's almost linked hopelessly in your...
Exactly. Now we are going to have some nice Coronas with lime. So
you can still serve non-alcoholic margaritas.
Yeah,
not quite as much fun.
Yeah, it's not quite as much fun, but we'll probably consider that as well. Some frozens.
Will you have facilities for private parties, or be able to have private parties there?
Well, we will be accepting reservations. If a party of like 20 or 30 want to come, we could.
What kind of specials do you expect to have?
Well,
it's early.
We'll pick a dish, maybe daily. But our lunch specials are awesome. We have fajita specials. We have it's called the Speedy Gonzalez special, which is a taco and enchilada. I mean, you get your plate, you get your chips and salsa for $4.25. I think that's Speedy Gonzalez.
It sounded like it.
It comes pretty fast, yeah. Especially lunch. We try to get people in and out as soon as possible because we know they're on a time. So we try. It's lunch, but lunch is the lunch specials. If you order from the lunch menu, you'll get our people to be happy and get back to work in time.
So they have time, so they can come frequently.
Exactly. I guarantee you'll be in and out of there quick.
The What do you think will be your signature? The chimichangas or?
Well, I love it. I'm myself a fan of my own menu, so the chimichangas are awesome because, I mean, everywhere I've gone, the chimichangas, they just have like a little sprinkle of melted cheese on it, and we put melted cheese all on top. And it's the cheese itself, we make it with, we make our own melted cheese. We put like a little grinded jalapenos in it, so you could barely, it's a hint of jalapeno on the inside the cheese, but it's not hot. It's just barely enough to taste. So that's one of my favorite dishes, the chimichanga. Also our fajitas, we call them fajitas, shrimp and chorizo.
All at once?
All in once.
So I don't have to pick what I want?
No,
I
it's
get
just,
it all.
it's just all like in a big combo. It comes with onions, green peppers, and tomatoes. And it comes with beans and rice, sour cream, guacamole, and pico de gallo, and your tortillas on the side. So that's really good. You get fajitas for 2, fajitas for 1. Wow. It's really good. I really recommend it. We have our cook does his own spices. He does the spice for our fajitas. He makes his mixture.
Coming from?
I'm bringing them from Fort Wayne, Indiana, from a very successful restaurant that my uncle has.
Uh-huh.
So we're trying to pull on our big guns, you know.
Exciting. So he's been cooking in one of your uncle's restaurants for some time?
Yes. So he's going to come down here and do his magic. Mm-hmm.
So are we going to have Norwegian Mexican specials during Set I suppose?
I'm still yes. We want to accommodate the Stoughton area very, you know, so they could be happy too. So
Maybe burritos.
I'm really open to my menu, and I'm really some Mexican chorizo meatballs.
There we go. Repped and left for
Yeah.
Set I.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I really want to thank you so much for coming in
No,
today.
thank you very much.
Is there anything in particular that you'd like to let people know about your restaurant? You're expected to open at the end of June.
End of June, early July. Just want to let people know that I guarantee that you've had a meal but an experience, and that we just hope to please. Very good.
Well, I'm really looking forward to trying it. I love Mexican food, and
We're
it's
looking
great to
forward to
have you
have you.
here in town, so we don't have to always drive into Madison. To
Yeah, we'll save you.
have
Gas
something
is
different.
gas is expensive, so
It's true.
eat here in Stoughton.
There we go.
Yeah.
Joel Cervantes has been talking to me today about the new Mexican restaurant, El Rio Grande, that he's opening at the end of June. My thanks also to Dean Muth and Mark Semro for sharing information on their new establishments. I hope you all have a chance to get out soon and try some of these new Stoughton restaurants. If you have an idea for a future show, we'd love to hear from you. You can call us at WSTO 873-7523 or email us at bmchenry@ci.stoughton.wi.us. We'll be taking a short hiatus from Stoughton Today for the next couple of weeks. Join us when we return on July 22nd, when you'll find out more about what's happening in Stoughton today.